We've completed restoring your 1976 Sanyo Pachinko machine. This quick start guide will show you how to set it up and play. Your machine is going into a cabinet, but if you weren't putting it in a cabinet, you'd want to stabilize it so it doesn't fall over with some sort of boards that you could screw into the bottom like the ones we sell. Right now I just have some temporary boards there. Now we'll turn around the back and we'll show you the first things you need to do to set it up. First you'll want to lock the ball drain lever. This is the lever that you use to empty all the balls out of the machine. On your machine, it's just a metal tab right here that you push over to the left. And when you do, these two levers, which are currently open, allowing balls to flow out, will drop down and lock in place. Some machines, some Sanyos will have a wire from here extending across and you can just pull that wire, but you can just pull the tab. Okay, now those are locked in place. Up here you see a picture of a fork. This fork was intended for a pachinko parlor use where it'd be right here and it'd flip down and block the flow of balls. It's not needed for home use, so it's not on your machine. The most common problem with pachinko machines is the one ball seesaw in the wrong position. And when it's in the wrong position, balls will back up in your machine, causing a jam. Jackpots won't get paid out. So we want to make sure it's in the right position. And it is inside of this round circular area. I took off the window that was there so you have a better view. That tan piece of plastic right behind my finger, it pivots up and down. Currently it's down in the wrong position. And the way you reset it into the correct position is simply by pushing the plunger underneath. There's a little white plunger here on a metal pole. You push it up. Now it's reset in the proper position. Next we'll connect the battery right here. And when we do, a light will come on over here. And there's two lights up in there. The top light is to let you know that your supply tray here is low on balls. Let's take a look from the... So there are two lenses here. One's red and it has the light on. There's one below it that's orange. So when the top red one comes on and stays on, you need to fill your machine up with balls. This other orange light comes on when you get a jackpot and it just flashes. These lenses over here look like there should be lights there, but there aren't. Another way you can tell that you need to fill up your supply tray is right behind here. There's a piece of plastic that blocks the flow of balls from the play tray into the shooter assembly. So if you're ever playing and all of a sudden you can see you have plenty of balls here but nothing's going in here, it could be that you need to add some balls to your supply tray and back. We'll go ahead and load the machine with balls. First we'll put some in the play tray. Put some balls in the supply tray. When we do, they will run down this white upper track, make this turn, go across the lower track, and then down and enter into the jackpot assembly, and they'll stay there. When they do, they'll activate these levers, and as they do, the micro switch will shut off the light. The machine is going into a cabinet. Instead of pouring the balls directly in the supply tray, you'll put them in that brown wooden funnel box on top of your cabinet. And you don't need to do this as well because of your cabinet, but if you weren't using your cabinet, you'd put a bucket here to catch balls from here and here. With the way your machine will go in the cabinet, the balls will just drop down, hit the wood, and then go into that plastic bucket up front. You'll take this plastic bucket, and in that open slot at the bottom of your cabinet, you'll just slide this down in the bottom in the center. Now, to play pachinko, you put your finger, index finger, up against the finger rest bar, and then pull down on the flipper. Pull in all the way, and it'll shoot the ball, and it'll go up the shooter lane, across, and then it'll hit this plastic swing. And if you hit it too hard, it'll push that swing out of the way, and then the ball will come down this what's called the foul lane and return back to you. So the object was to use skill. So instead of just pulling all the way down and letting go, pull down part way so that the ball comes across and either softly hits the swing, or maybe it drops here, or try to get it to drop down the center, or try and get it to drop down over on that side. So the first time you do it, nothing will happen because it's loading a ball into the shooter lane. And the second time, it'll launch a ball, and as you saw, it hit the swing bounced, and then it came down, and it exited here, and then fell in the bucket and back. We'll play some more. So we had a ball go in this tulip, the tulip was open like this one, and when a tulip's open, a ball will go in it and close, and when it's closed, if a ball goes in it, it'll open. And you have these other pockets over here, look like owls, and as a ball goes in there, the eyes spin. You've got this main attraction that balls can go into, and no matter where a ball goes, all of these, it'll pay out the same number of balls to your play tray, the bell will ring, and this light will flash. Let's drop a few balls in and see what happens. Drop one in the top pocket. And it dropped down, and this amphibious looking creature opened up, and it revealed like a samurai inside. Drop another one in. So that's how the pockets work. The jackpot from the back. First we'll walk through it. When you get a ball, I'm going to drop a ball in this pocket, that little hole right here. So a ball is going to drop through that hole. Then you're going to see it come across this plastic track here. It'll come across that track. It'll enter that seesaw. The seesaw will pivot down, and then that ball will enter this track. It will hit this piece of plastic, pushing that out of the way. It'll land on this little yellow seesaw. Then that arm, which goes behind that plastic, will pivot. It'll pivot right here, and it'll push up on that rod. And when that rod pushes up, it will move all that linkage there. That's when it'll actually activate the switch for your light to flash. Comes across, activates this linkage, and behind here is your jackpot, and it'll open up. The balls will release that are inside the jackpot, and they will drop down, and they'll roll in here, and then they'll hit the bell here and go out into your play tray. Now if your play tray is full, instead of the balls hitting that bell, they will drop down, they'll hit a bell behind here, and they'll go down to your receiving tray. Now we've won a lot of jackpots. We need to empty this play tray, and the way we do that is we pull this white lever over to the left. The balls will flow from here down into your receiving tray. Then you can scoop them out, put them in that white plastic tray, and refill your machine. Sometimes when you do that, there's so many balls here they jam, so what you need to do is take your finger and move the balls to loosen the jam. Okay, that's it for your quick start guide. We sure hope you enjoy your machine. The DVDs we include with your machine also have several hours of tips and tricks on how to troubleshoot. Thanks again.